and was risky. That's it. I've never.
Perfect. Welcome everyone to the Renegade Podcast, episode 34, the X edition. Don't get it confused now. Now you're really gonna want to stick around. Stick being the pun. Oh, great. We're going to have a good show. We have a lot of things to talk about. If you're a Star Wars fan, well, that fucking sucks. If you're a PlayStation fan, well, that fucking sucks too.
Wow.
So much shit.
Yeah. Right out of the way in the first 30 seconds.
And that's it. There's nothing left for him to stick around for now.
Yeah, that's it. See you guys later. Thanks. No, I'm excited. My PC will explode. I do want to say, if you guys notice a little bit of latency with my camera specifically, well, that's too bad. Nothing I can do about it until I get a new PC, because my PC is not powerful enough for Jonas and what Jonas has done. It's just too much. It's too much. Can't handle it. But thank you all so much for being here. Who do we got in chat? We have Timmy Palpatine, Andrew Cullinane, Sheena, Lorefield is here. Is Lorefield? That's Lex. I think Mitch died.
You messed up my name.
What?
You messed up my name.
Did I?
Why is there a space?
Oh, because it's OCD. It's OCD. I have to.
I've been doing this show for so long, and you didn't even get my name right.
What I need to do is take away the colors, actually, because it looks a little. I think I just need to leave it white.
A little tacky.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'll do that during the show. That way, I don't hurt anyone's eyes.
Do it in red. Do it in the yellow that the Renegade is. Do it in the yellow.
That's a good. That's a good. And Gray Monad, thank you so much for hanging out. I like your little pink hand, little squishy flubber hand. And let me check audio real quick so you'll hear the show. Oh my god, I'm really loud. Am I loud? I think I'm a little loud. I'm gonna turn myself down just a little bit. Yeah!
You're not loud to us, but probably the chat you are.
Okay, good. I think I did it. Hey, chat! Is that better? Yeah, so...
Topic.
Cool. Alright. Perfect. Is this a great way to start the show or what? Is this the most obnoxious shit you've ever seen in your life? Good. All right. Manic, thank you so much for joining us today. How are you? Who are you?
Why? Good, thanks. I'm me.
What have you been playing? What's got your balls in a twist this week? You jumped into Cyberpunk yet?
Yes, I've jumped on it, but I've just had so much other personal things going on since I no longer have a job and other stuff. And then I actually finally got around to putting a certain other games console on and playing a little bit of that. And then that's it. So, no, I've been catching up this last week.
Okay.
Yes.
You lost your job.
I did actually, no. Well, not I left my job. I left. That was always the plan, to move on from that, because I have my own endeavours that I want to do before I'm grey, crippled, and incontinent. Yeah.
Okay.
Move on.
Good. So not a whole lot of time for gaming, but just living your dreams.
A lot more time for gaming, but I'm choosing to allocate that time to do other endeavours that I've been trying to do for a while. But hopefully, as Christmas approaches, I'll probably get more time to do gaming and less time to do other stuff, because it'll be closing down for the season.
So Christmas is still called Christmas in England? It's not called like Christianimus?
I beg your pardon?
I don't know. I just figured it was called like hipscotch.
Christmas.
What?
No, your reaction is my reaction, so yes.
Good.
Christmas
perfect.
It's just with.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad that you are prioritizing things that are important. So that's good, man. And Assassin, what have you been playing? What's got you all steamy? I don't know.
Let's see. The better question is, what haven't I been playing? But let's just go down the list, shall we? I beat Mortal Kombat 1. I beat the campaign. I have over 30 hours in that, so that was $70 worth paying for. Really, I really do love that game. Can't wait to go back and play some online matches. Haven't really put too much into it. I do like the new invasion segment that they put into the game, or like a new game mode, a new single player mode. It's actually pretty fun. It's kind of like it's part isometric, I guess is the word I could use, and then, just your basic fighting. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've also been playing Lies of P. I got a good 15-20 hours into that game. It's a Souls game I didn't think I would actually like. It's one of the games where I thought last year, like, oh, I'm probably not going to play it, but now through Xbox Game Pass, I'm playing it so much, and I love it. I put in another hour into it last night. I was like, why is this game grabbing me? But those are the two that I've been playing. Actually, yes, the story is a lot easier to understand and to get into than normal Souls games, especially the ones from Software's done. Like in those games, you learn about the world and the lore through environmental storytelling, but here in Lies of P, it does both environmental, but it also, like, it tells you right to your face what's going on, why things are happening. The normal narrative storytelling bits that we're used to. Also been playing Siege with my friends, same with Party Animals, and yeah, those four have really taken over my life the past few days.
That's crazy. So I should have asked what you haven't been playing. That would have been a quicker. I'm kidding. I'm glad that you're playing a lot of different things. But that's good, man. Are you? Well, we'll talk about. There's a game coming out in 48 hours that I think everyone is really hot for, or maybe everyone. I know I am. I know you are. Assassin. DeMarco, what you been into, man?
Coming out in 48 hours.
Let's just say you wouldn't see it if you were dehydrated in the desert, because it would be a mirage that you didn't know if it was
That's
real.
In 2 days?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I had no idea.
Assassin's Creed Mirage? Yeah. And that fifth game is going to take over my life. Yeah.
Till you told him it was a mirage.
Yeah, dude. I got a steelbook ordered.
They miraged themselves away from me realizing the release date was this soon. Jeez Louise. I legitimately had zero idea it was coming that soon. That's cool.
Yeah.
To be fair, though,
the
original release date was the 12th, but they moved it up to the 5th to get away from Spider-Man and Alan Wake 2.
And they were
and
like,
Sonic Superstars and Forza Motorsport.
Basically.
And Jesus, October is going to be stacked. Oh god.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, it is. Spider-Man 2.
Over.
So much. Yeah, you lucky bastards. We got to wait 2 years to play it, but that's fine. So, what you been into, DeMarco? You never answered my
I tell you what
question.
I haven't been doing. I haven't been playing Baldur's Gate 3.
I know, dude.
I haven't been playing.
Yep.
I haven't been
Neither
playing
have I.
Payday 3. I haven't played Payday 3.
Nope. Neither have I.
Hasn't
It's
happened.
working, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
I know.
So
I
maybe
know.
after the show. But
If we end at a normal time, then yeah, sure.
that sounds good. We got an hour and 42 minutes.
With that, let's get it. Yeah, no, I haven't had too much time. As I've said offline, I've been pretty busy with stuff. But I have, so as you might know, I've talked about it. I think at some point when we kind of at the end of the show wrap up what we've been doing. I've been running my Let's Plays for Starfield, which never really took off as much as I was hoping for, and because I'm doing a Let's Play, it limits the time that I can do it because I have to sit down and record versus just playing it whenever the hell I feel like in my spare time. So I sort of said, all right, let me just, we'll call it with the Let's Play. Maybe I go back to it in a little while. I still have some episodes on reserve, post them, see how they do. But ultimately I wanted to put my attention towards the main channel more than uploading, editing, rendering, making thumbnails for that other stuff. So I've been hopping into Starfield, an actual proper Starfield playthrough, and it's been cool. It's been cool to see all the stuff that I've missed and see what people like about it. And I'm also very intrigued. I don't know if you've been seeing the same. I made a video on this recently, if any of you have seen the same. But a lot of people, now that Starfield has sat with folks for a bit, now that everyone's kind of, the hype's run out, like we've all been waiting for a Bethesda single player game for years. The hype has calmed down. Everyone's sit with it. They've experienced it. And a lot of people seem to be walking back a little bit on what they initially thought of Starfield.
Is it Steam that they're walking back on specifically?
No. Just the general commentary I've seen around Starfield is there's the people who absolutely love it, and there's a lot more people that I'm seeing come up going, you know what, it actually is kind of, it's a good game, but it's sort of just all right. It's not the 10 out of 10 Bethesda game that everyone was saying it was.
I was enjoying Starfield, but then all of a sudden something just clicked with me, and I just sort of lost interest. I just before I knew it, for some strange reason, and I know you asked me what games I've been playing. I didn't say many. I have played a few, just a little bit, but I jumped back into Titanfall 2 online. That was fun getting back on that, and I did play Party Animals, and then today, I did jump on the PS5 and started playing Fort Solis.
Fort Solis.
It's Fort Solis, yes.
Fort Solis.
It's a game. It's based on
Just keep saying Fort
Mars,
Solis.
and you're part of a crew that is on there setting up to come back to Earth. But something happens, and it's not a horror game, and it's not an action game. You just have to play through slowly. It's like it's not a horror, but it's close to it. It's action. It's like a thriller, suspense thriller. And as you're progressing through, you're slowly revealing the story, and you're just going on like emails that you pick up or data logs that you read or hear, and you're just figuring out what's going on. But this space station you've gone to find out what's happening, all the crew, everyone's just disappeared. They've gone. There's not a trace of them. You and there's a other woman that's left on the planet Mars, and that's it.
That's
Wait,
cool. I like
Isn't
that.
that the one with
very
Troy
much-
Baker and Roger Clark?
That's it, yes.
Oh, okay. I was like, why is this the one that...
Do you remember we were talking about it, and I mixed up with Roger Craig Smith. I was like, oh yeah, the Batman voice actor. Do you remember? Does that sound familiar?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember.
Batman boy.
I was actually on the show not long after the PlayStation event, and I did mention that was out of all that I saw, that was one game that did intrigue me. And
Is it living up to the
It's only
expectations?
£25. It's less than, well, it's probably $30 depending on where you are, but it's so far I've only done a bit of it, and it's very, you can't run, you don't have any weapons or nothing. It's just a very slow, and it's all about this story, and the creators of it was created by a small team of 15 to 20, and it's very atmospheric, it's very cinematic. There's, you're driving down on this rover, and it just pans out, and you see Mars, and this music comes in. Like, I've only played probably half an hour of it, and it's already got me interested, thinking like, what am I going to discover about what's going on next?
That's great. Well, at least you're liking it. It seems the PlayStation fan base didn't give a fuck. So that's good. That's good. Look, we have things to talk about. Let me catch up on chat real quick to see if anyone was talking directly. Monad says, "Ooh, I missed it. Who is going to give Dark Tide a go on Game Pass today? Is anyone going to give Dark Tide?"
Is that the one where it's just like 1,000 creatures? Why you fixed the font and the colors, but you did not put the space out in the name?
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me do that real quick, honey.
I'm actually not that angry about it, but is that the one?
Why is my name
Just
spelled
noticed
correctly? It's supposed to be bastardized,
Oh
not
my
spelled
god,
correctly.
you fucking...
What?
Anyway, is that the one where there's like 1,000, like it's the Horde Warhammer shooter?
And
Yes.
it's like...
hordes
Yes.
of enemies on screen. That
Yes.
I apologize. I never remember it's Dark Tide because I always get it confused with the other Warhammer games, and I never know which is which. And I'm never been a huge Warhammer fan, but that one looks amazing to me. It just looks like so much fun.
I'm so glad that you said that.
I can't wait. I can't wait for it.
Yes.
And my Game
nice.
Pass ran out today, by the way, so it happened.
No way.
And it feels so
no.
weird. I'm like, what do I do? Like, what do I do?
You have to buy your game now.
You had to buy your
But
games.
that's a thing, like,
Do it.
and I just realized we can't play Payday. Fuck, I gotta get Game Pass. Look at that. As soon as the day that I realize that I can't play games We have Payday 3 to play, and I need Game Pass to play it. Fuck.
No, that's fine. Just play Baldur's Gate. It's better anyway.
Well,
Damn.
it is better than like so much. Anyway,
Just watch, DeMarco. As soon as Final Fantasy 14 comes on Xbox, Baldur's Gate 3 numbers are going to go down. At least that's what Lexi would say.
That's what Lexi would say. Speaking of Lexi,
You lie. You lie.
Lexi does say, I think Starfield is it's the best written BGS title. That's more about the side content. I do agree. A lot of all the side quests are really great. Well, most of them. Not that the ones that aren't great are bad. It's just that some of them are really fleshed out, and other ones are just quick. Hey, go find my CD that my fan stole, and you're like, here's your CD, and they're like, thanks. I was like, cool. That was it. Let's see. Colt was complimenting the overlay. Thank you. He says, I just realized Mirage is coming this week, and I'm about to commit to Cyberpunk. Chat, who is playing Phantom Liberty? I want to know if anyone is in chat playing Phantom Liberty, because, well, I am back in Cyberpunk. I haven't started Phantom Liberty yet, because it's going to be my last time playing Cyberpunk. This is the most complete the game will ever be, the last DLC. I'm taking my time with it, juggling Starfield, The Witcher, and Cyberpunk. So, yeah.
I am not going to jump into Cyberpunk until me and my partner are done watching Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I know it's not connected to the game, but
it's so
I don't know.
I
I don't
get
know.
it.
That anime is just it seems like the anime is going to be the gateway for me to be like, okay, now I need to go play the game.
It grips you into that universe.
Exactly.
It grips
I
you.
know.
Yeah, and it makes
Exactly.
for example, I've been reading. I'm a little bit more than halfway done with the Witcher books.
My dude.
So
yes.
Yeah, I was reading these lines where Geralt is just being a complete dick to people, and I'm
I love
screenshotting the lines when I'm reading, and I send it to Red.
And you can hear it,
but-
you can hear Doug Cockle's voice whenever he's saying this thing.
yeah.
And it's so good. It's so good.
But it's the same thing as us. I've been reading these, and it makes me. I just started playing The Witcher again because I realized, hey, I never did Blood and Wine or Hearts of Stone. I never played those DLCs. I beat the game. I had beat the game, and by the time I had beaten it was when the next gen update was announced. And so I said, you know what, I'm gonna wait, because then I'll hop back in and I'll do the DLCs. I'll do the DLCs with the next gen update. And my god, I don't know if I just haven't played the game in so long, or the next gen update is actually really good even for PC, because
It's
PC
really
version already
good.
looked good.
I'm sorry
the
to
game
interrupt you, because I
looks
have
better
to
than
know.
ever.
Did you change the camera angles
What?
in The Witcher? You said that you were trying it out with the next gen update. Did you know that you
I
can
didn't know that
change-
was an option. No.
Dude, you've got to do that. Write it down. It changes the camera angle to where it's much more modern. It's like over the shoulder and sort of offset, and it sounds
Is
so
that
silly.
not what it is by default?
It might be that. It might be that by default.
That's how I remember it being.
you
when I
within
was
your
playing.
and like your nostalgia. That's how it should have been, but it's not. You can also have the combat to where it's right behind the shoulder too. So it makes it really immersive. It doesn't do that real high up thing. But you know me. I like the camera all up close, and it's amazing. I'm sorry. Continue. You're into it. Are you into it now?
No, let's get into our first.
Okay.
I just started very recently. Like I just got past the Bloody Baron. So, but let's get into our topics.
Let's do it. And Colt says, loving the synth wave in the background. I know. I am so grateful. And Colt, if you can see how laggy my camera is, it's because my CPU and GPU are being completely destroyed because of it, which is why I need a new PC. Help me. Unless there's some sort of setting that I'm not. I don't know. Anyway, we haven't even gotten into our topics. Chat, hit the like button, share it. I don't even got to tell you guys because you guys are so cool, and I appreciate the shit out of you. What's that?
Go fund me a PC for Red.
Oh, that's right. I forget. Yes, you have a thing. Give it to me. No, I will pay you. We'll talk. We'll talk.
Here you go. Whoop.
Oh, thanks. Let me just. Okay. Well, look.
In the head.
So
That would be
let's
a
get into
sick
this.
edit. If someone could edit, I toss it over the field
I'm
of view of
like-
the camera, and then you just.
Oh, that'd be dope. We can do it. We can make magic happen. So before I know how this is gonna go, let's just jump straight to the good/bad news, and I'll tell you why it's good, kind of news. Let me ask, who here in chat, have you ever played Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic back in the ye olde days? And everyone, good. Assassin, is your thumb up?
No.
Put it up. Or wait, have you not played it?
No.
Oh.
I have not, because I was 5 years old when it came out.
That's no excuse. Okay, well,
I've
listen.
never played it since.
It's $10.
Okay.
I like how he asked you a question and you answered with like a confused okay.
I didn't hear the question.
Oh, have you played it since though? You said when it came out you were 5, but have you played it
No,
since?
I have not.
Okay, well listen, don't have to be a dick. So KOTOR remake it was being remade, and it is now apparently, or as my friend likes to say, apparently. Shout out to you, Sean. I love you. It's canceled. Is what I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Don't get your hopes up. It's not coming out. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, there was a lot of development hell with this game in the background, and a lot of liberties being taken that essentially would have completely fucked the game to begin with. That was the good part of me saying. And a shout out to Mr. Matty. He actually did a video on this like weeks ago, and sort of broke all that stuff down. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with all that nitty gritty. There was a very controversial writer brought on, and she is very much not a fan of the fans and all that. And you know that's a whole other bundle of baskets that you can get into. I don't know what the term is, but so let's just say that it's canceled. DeMarco, you put your thumb up the quickest. Are you hurt by this? What do you think about this? You care?
I think that I don't. It's just after I had no expectation of it anymore, to be honest. I was excited for. I was one of the players who I jumped on recently, as in within the past 2 years. I think I played it about 2 years ago for the first time.
Okay.
KOTOR 1. And at that point, of course, I watched Maddie. I've been hearing Maddie go, "It's amazing. It's the best game ever." I hear other people going, "It's amazing." And I played it, and I had this expectation for the most immaculate Star Wars story in the world, and I got a good Star Wars story with the really outdated, hard-to-play combat that I kind of forced my way through and trudged through that. So ultimately, it didn't hit the highs that I both wanted it to, and that other people appreciate it for, which was a shame. And this was to be my kind of gateway to appreciate and see what everybody else sees in it. And it sucks because I'm not going to get that opportunity now, but at the same time, based on everything that has been said about this, you look at it and you go, yeah, but do I really want that game to come? Is that the way I want this game to be remembered and represented? No, that sucks. So it sucks. A whole generation of players isn't going to get to play it, right? Because a lot of people don't do it because of its age. And so, I don't know, all in all, that's it. That's all she wrote. That's
Okay, good. Well said. I didn't know that it was so new to you. Then again, you are 56 years old, so I know you've had plenty of time, but it does take time to get into things. So I get your age might be an issue. And speaking of age, Assassin, you are someone.
Don't you dare say
You
that.
Damn.
So, Assassin, you said that you never got a chance to play this, but you are someone who has said before something. Let me just put a bunch of words in your mouth. You said something like, "I hate Star Wars and women in Star Wars," right?
I think you're confusing me for someone else, but...
Oh, sorry. Well, let me put some more words in your mouth. Didn't you say something along the lines of remakes for you are, in this day and age, you really love because most of them you haven't had a chance to get into? Now, I'm sure you've heard of KOTOR. So does this news sadden you that you are never going to get to play it?
It does, and after what DeMarco said, that the gameplay is a little bit hard to get into nowadays, and it's only a quote-unquote good Star Wars storyline. Now I'm just like, I'll get to it, but maybe later on once I get through everything else. But when this remake was announced, I was ecstatic. I was like, okay, cool. I've heard people like Maddie say this is a top tier It's one of the best games of all time, one of the best Star Wars games of all time. So I was like, okay, this remake is coming. I'm gonna play it for sure, because if it's gonna elevate everything that was beloved by the first game or by the original, and just max it out 10 out of 10 like everything else, then great. I'll play it then. But now, if this remake is not living up to internal standards, and they know it's not going to live up to standards that everyone else who's played the game has already driven it out to be, then just come out and cancel it. I mean, that's, in my opinion, that's better than shifting out a product that would just irritate everybody and piss off investors. It'll cause developers probably to be fired. Yeah, this just saddens me, man. It really does.
Yeah, you have to keep in mind too, if it's gone through with this many issues and then it does release, is it at that point it's just sort of they're cashing in what they can to make the money back?
Yeah, plus the Saber Interactive, they have done some good games in the past. I know they have Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2 coming out, I think. I don't know if it's already out or if it's coming out, but they have that in the pipeline.
Yeah, looks really good.
I don't know. It's just, apparently there was a lot of what's the word? There was a lot of conflict between the developers at Aspyr and Sony about how it's not, third-person cinematic enough, like, Sony's other games. It's just, I don't know, man. I would rather them cancel it and just not release a bad product than releasing a bad product at all. It's better to just sometimes have a dream than live out a nightmare.
Is that a song by Rihanna?
No, it's actually
Then
something that I
Beyonce.
just made up.
Beyonce, that's what I was thinking.
That's actually a good point when it comes to game cancellations. That's something that I should probably say to everybody. It's like, live out the dream because you don't want to live out the nightmare.
That's what a sweet dream, beautiful nightmare. Either way, I. Welcome to the Renegade Beyonce. So, Manic, you're a man of culture. KOTOR, you played day one like us. Like, when I say us, I mean me and DeMarco. Well, no, like me. When I say us, I mean me. Yeah, are you sad by this?
Yes and no. Yes, in the sense that it would have been nice to see a reimagination of a favourite game that I played when it first came out. Yes, that would have been really nice to experience that and have that almost weird nostalgia in a next-gen game. But but on the other hand, no, because then I have the fond memories of the game I've played, and it won't be tainted by any pushed out, rushed out, let's get it to market to make money. I'd rather that not happen at all. So yeah, that's the way I see that. I'd rather it be done properly or not done at all.
That's a really great point. And now a lot of people would disagree with me on this, and it's totally fine to be wrong. I'm kidding, but Star Wars feels weird to me in general now because of the new stuff, and it's like it sort of puts your imagination in like a weird spot. So like people can say just because you didn't like the new stuff doesn't mean you can't still love the old stuff. It's like, yeah, but then when you wonder what happens next, and then you know what happens next, and if you don't like it, then that's
but isn't that always down to the fact that if you watch Star Wars as a child, it was like me when I watched Star Wars as a child. I had to go to the cinema to see it, and it was an iconic moment. These films, and so to me they'll always be the best. But you speak to some people today, and they will argue that no, they weren't, and it's like, well, because that was when I grew up, that was what I remember, and they'll be saying with people now that grew up, and the new ones are the ones they saw as a child. So they'll probably argue with someone down the line about whether their version or what Star Wars comes out would be. So Yeah.
That's a great point, and you're totally right. It's the same thing with anything. All these new Marvel movies, all these kids love them, and then they're gonna grow up, and then they're gonna look back on the 2001 Spider-Man movie and say, "What's this, Dad?" And then the kid's gonna get grounded because he doesn't know. Yeah, I mean, it with all the negativity surrounding this title and development and behind the scenes, and remember this was given to Aspire Media, I think is what they're called.
Yeah, it was Aspire. They were most known for Star Wars game ports or porting over Star Wars games from the past to modern day hardware.
Yeah, they ported over KOTOR to like everything. And then they did an odd thing where they said we're gonna bring back some old deleted content, and then they shouldn't have said that because that didn't happen and it's not going to happen.
That's why I believe people jumped on to that new announcement of that, even though it's set in the Star Wars universe. It has nothing to do with the stories we know. It's about a rogue bounty hunter or something, what we've seen of it. And to me, people have really grasped at that is because, yes, the last 2 Jedi games that came out were good. They weren't brilliant. They were just good, as far as I was concerned. So I'm like myself, hoping that one is going to be great and it's going to open the interest for the Star Wars franchise.
Just good.
You didn't like them?
Just good.
No, they're yes, to a loyal fan, they'll probably are great, but to me, they were just good.
Oh, twist the knife, why don't you? All right, jeez Louise. Well, that's a whole
I'm
separate
probably going to get hatred for this
now. Cancel the rest of the topics. We got to get down the root of this one.
Yeah, the main topic now, the remainder of the show is
the best modern Star Wars character that's come out.
Yeah.
And I refuse.
Hey, I'm being honest, I could have bullshitted you and just said it was great when for me, it wasn't. It
Listen,
wasn't.
Manic, you're entitled to your own opinion, but you're wrong and I hate you. Anyway,
okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
No,
I
get it. I get it. I'm just messing. But anyway.
Yeah. So, no, I get it. Oh, we have sound bites. I always forget that we. Oh, I still can't mess with it during show. Never mind. What the hell was I gonna say? Oh yeah, remember one of the best moments. Oh, thank you. One of the best moments in Survivor. I'm not gonna say what's happening, but it's when he stops the gun and he's like, pff, and he like, remember that? Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just flabbergasted that someone said agree with me in chat. That's what I'm more concerned about.
Who agrees with you?
Get used to it.
The maps are horrible. Every character is ugly. I think he's talking about Starfield. That's what he's talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, KOTOR, what was that, 2004? This was right around the same time that I picked up Morrowind, and I really realized what an RPG is. KOTOR, Morrowind, and then 3 years later, Mass Effect. Right? 2007. Mass Effect 1. Right? Chat,
Mass
tell
Effect
me.
1 was either 7 or 6.
7 or 6. 1996. Perfect. Dalton, what's up, man? Thank you for jumping in and hanging out. Can we get a round of applause for Dalton joining the chat? It's a good buddy of mine. Check out his channel. No. Do it.
Yeah, no, I got you. Yep, I got you.
Here you go, Dalton. Are you?
That's twice now I've seen that duck.
Bat damn duck. The ding dang duck.
You need to let duck.
And Dalton's probably like, what's up with your damn camera? It's because my computer can't handle this powerful overlay. So that's what's happening. So anyway, KOTOR is getting canceled, which sucks penis. And, oh, wait, I can say fuck. I can't say the P word, right? Lies of P?
You can't say any of them.
Yes, you can. We're not monetized.
We're not yet, baby. I think that this, honestly, I think that this sucks. This more sucks because Well, it's one of those games like Spider-Man. Listen, I don't want to go all console war, but this game should have been available.
But you're doing it anyway.
But I'm gonna do it anyway. Should have been available to anyone. It was gonna be a Pecker, he says. Should have been available to everyone. It was gonna be a PlayStation exclusive, and that was the market. That wasn't just marketing rights. That was just. So I wouldn't have been able to play it anyway. But honestly, with all this,
you know what they should have done, Red?
That's what. Yeah.
You know what they should do now?
Mm-hmm.
Take it away from Saber, and give it to Obsidian. They have experience with KOTOR. Have them remake KOTOR, and make it Xbox exclusive instead.
I want to give everything to Obsidian, and Obsidian's like, we're good, bruh.
Obsidian would be like, who is giving us all this extra work? That's what they say.
They need to hurry up with Fallout.
You wouldn't want to give them too much because they wouldn't be able to commit. They'd only be able to do one game at a time, so you'd have to wait, give them what they're best at and let them crack on, Governor.
Crack on, Governor. And that's the DLC coming out to Watch Dogs Legion very, very soon. So there you have it. KOTOR is being canceled, and let me end this poll because which screen? I'm looking at so many screens. When I say so many, I mean 2. End this poll. Let's see, 54% of people never played it. 36 don't give a shit, and 9% says it's in a can. So no one gives a shit. So good. Let's move on. So this is fun, and I'm glad that you brought this into. Shout out to you, Assassin, by the way. Assassin is the one, by the way, who curates all the show notes over the course of the week and puts it all together so we can talk about things that I've forgotten that gets pulled up. Devil May Cry, another game near and dear to my heart, which was going to be a Resident Evil game and turned into the game that we know and love now, with Dante and all the other women that are in the game. And speaking of women,
Trish,
Tomb Raider.
Lady.
Yes. And Tomb Raider is also getting an anime spin-off. Now, as far as development time for these anime shows go, I don't know, but I think with the Devil May Cry 6, which we know, by the way, is coming, it's in development. They've said it so much. They've said so much. They've said so much. They've said as much. I'm having a stroke. Excuse me. Which is great because my camera's fucking up, so it matches now.
High school English?
No,
I don't know
was
what's
just
happening.
going to say, a comic or the animated series of Tomb Raider, is it a manga or is it an adult version or what? Because I'm just curious to how
it's AAA.
they
It's
would
rated X.
I was going to say, I'm curious to how they would portray the character Lara. Would they portray her as the character that's familiar now? The British treasure hunter, Tomb Raider type character, or would they go back to his original creation for Lara Croft, where she was actually ex-military, and that's where she got her skills?
I don't think. I mean, I personally think that nowadays it's not politically correct. Palpatine says now DMC has some good-looking characters. You're damn right. Dante.
Have you seen the models from Devil May Cry 5? Ooh.
I love Devil May Cry. I love Devil May Cry. DeMarco, I'm curious, since your name starts with a D. Are you interested in Devil May Cry? Have you ever played it?
That's the rule. My name starts with a D, so anything else that begins with D, I just love. No, I have no care for Devil May Cry.
Really?
Wait, hold up. If that's the rule, then do you like Doki Doki Literature Club?
Of course I do.
What the hell? Of course. He plays it all the time.
Yeah.
He's playing it right now.
I'm doing something better. I've never played Devil May Cry. I have friends who are into it, but it's never been the game that really sparked my interest personally. And DeMarco, I may cry in a second. But
ooh, fight talk. That is round 3.
Nah, it should be dudes never cry.
Big boys don't
Tonight
cry. I've never played it.
Okay.
Play it.
Okay, so you don't care. Let me just
Yeah.
throw a wide net here and catch a wild mannequin assassin. Do either of you care about Devil May Cry?
The original versions of Devil May Cry, yes. The recent versions, and I think the last one I played was that Inferno 360. Was that? I think that was the last one I played, or was it Xbox One?
You
Hold
said
up.
Inferno. Are you talking about
You
Dante's
said
Inferno?
Dante's Inferno?
Oh right, totally two from games. Yep. No, I haven't played.
Great
I haven't
game,
played
by the way. Okay.
But
Yeah, very similar, same name, character, totally.
I even had Bayonetta in my head, and I know that's a totally different game, but
Yep.
same
Yep.
genre type thing.
Well, so what I was Assassin? Did you answer me? Answer
About
me.
whether I'm. What was the question?
Answer me about Devil May Cry. Are you a devil boy, little devil boy?
I am not I'm not a diehard fan, but it's one of those franchises where I have been desperately wanting to get into. I've been wanting to get into the original Devil May Cry trilogy for a while. I think I was until I think Star Wars Jedi Survivor pulled me away, but yeah, I've been wanting to get into it, especially now with this animated series coming. I really want to get familiar with the lore.
Away, did you say? Because it was such an amazing game.
What?
He said Star Wars Jedi Survivor pulled him away because it was such an incredible game.
It
So
was
captivating.
A good...
Amazing
Yeah,
characters
hint, poke, poke. You know, I know what's
It's a worthy
going on.
sequel.
I can
It's a
feel
worthy
his eyes.
sequel.
I like daggers. I can feel them.
Yeah.
Nah, but
I'm not gonna leave
I'm
that.
the next time that there is a drought of games coming, I'm just gonna be like, okay, Devil May Cry time. Because I don't know what it is, but Capcom for me makes the most interesting and very unique IPs in the industry. Like you have Resident Evil, which is horror. You have hack and slash action with Devil May Cry. You have detective visual novel with Ace Attorney, and the list just goes on and on. I don't know. It just if you know me personally, you know that my favorite publisher aside from Microsoft and Sony, it's Capcom. Like I don't know what it is about them. I just love their IPs, and like I said, the next time there's a drought, I'm like, okay, Devil May Cry time. Come at me, Dante. And
What you
Trish
love
and-
about them most is how much they want to raise their prices of games, right?
You know what, Red?
Oh no! You cannot. That
know what,
is
Red?
PTSD. I'm like, you
Red?
cannot do that. Who was
I'm
that?
gonna
That
be
had to be
honest.
DeMarco, right? Who did that?
I'm gonna be honest.
Oh god, that makes me want to cry. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna be honest.
Ugh,
Their
yeah.
games being priced at $60, I'm surprised they've held out this long.
Well, listen. You know who started it all? We're not gonna. Go
UK.
That's true. Yes. And who is 2K? I can't. God, the Reaper. I know that wasn't an actual Reaper, but that it like gave me PTSD for a Reaper. But anyway, DeMarco says go. Or DeMarco. I saw DeMarco crying, and I saw Dalton. So many D's.
Bro.
So many D's up in him up. Fuck. You know what I'm saying? Dalton says Goaty.
I
Yeah,
beg your pardon.
he's a huge
me
Star
ill.
Wars fan, and he loved Jedi Survivor. So.
Oh, I'm not gonna live that down saying that, am I?
Nope.
Regret that
Yeah, you're fucked. You're fucked.
I know.
Just wait until the third game in the trilogy comes out, because that was confirmed by Cameron Monaghan.
That is Cameron Mahonigan.
Yeah, but they
Mahonigan.
lost their
I'm sorry.
director.
What I've
So
said
Stig
is,
left.
you know.
Yeah,
you
they
don't
lost
agree with
Stig,
me,
yeah.
but
So
I'd rather tell you the truth about a game, a way I feel about a game, than just try and blow smoke up you. Rick. Yeah. Rhetoric.
Did you just call me Rick? Okay. So what I
No.
was gonna say is that with these two spinoffs coming out, because I touched earlier on, I don't know when the development for these came out, but they're Cameron Mahogany. You got it. I love it. We saw the success of now The Witcher was a TV show that was made. It was not an anime, but it did spike the numbers. of the game, which was great. Also, CD Projekt Red, Edge Runners came out and destroyed the numbers with Cyberpunk, with its resurgence. So with now, I mean, the release date could be there for both of these shows. So it's a little bit different where we don't have a looming like release date coming soon for Devil May Cry 6 or Tomb Raider: The Reckoning or whatever the next one is. But that could behoove them. But I feel like with Edge Runners, and what was the other one? There was something else that was really good. Edge Runners, another animated game.
So the list of video game adaptations that have led to successive sales after the fact, The Witcher 3. If I remember correctly, CD Projekt Red said that The Witcher 3, after the show came out, it sold another 3 million copies within the first week that the show came out, if I remember correctly or something. Cyberpunk gained another 1 million people, or 1 million buyers for Cyberpunk on Steam after the show. Edge Runners came out. Last of Us had a resurgence. Castlevania and Arcane have also led to increased sales for those IPs. League of Legends, Castlevania.
The Edge Runner?
Yeah.
Did that was that parkour game, wasn't it? That had a cartoon, didn't it, as well?
I believe so, yeah.
Well,
so it's not out of the question that when Devil May Cry 6 or the next Tomb Raider comes out, that these shows will generate a lot of hype around the IPs, especially if the quality is good, which we've seen from Netflix before that they can be.
Yeah, well said. And I mean, really, if you like the type of humor and the action that's like really just insane in Devil May Cry, it is really infectious, and it really would make you say, I really want to boot up Devil May Cry and kick some ass, because it is really fun. But I don't know. Can someone look up the release? Is there a release date for either of these? I don't know. Someone in chat, maybe, or one of you.
There is not. They're just the coming soon to Netflix.
Yeah, to be confirmed.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I'm excited to see this. Now, I'm not even going to get into any of the lore stuff. With Lara Croft, Manic, to your point, I don't think that they're going to go the triangle boob era where she's just all hot and that's all she does is shoot guns and be hot and stuff, and she carves paintings out of the walls with her boobs. Towards her pointing.
Why she had pointed boobs like that?
Why is that?
Is that actually a thing?
Yeah,
Yes.
And that was down to the fact it only took 3 triangle polygons to make each breast pointed. It's like a cohedron or something like that. It's a weird shape, and it only took actual 3 polygons. It was all about reducing the polygon count, and that's why it came out like that.
So she could have had a 2 megabyte boob size. Instead, she had a 50 kilobyte. So it saved on her bust of. Okay, well, I didn't know that.
Think about it. The original Tomb Raider game first came out on the Sega Saturn, then it came out on the PlayStation. But it was the Sega Saturn that it first targeted.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So, and then on the lore side of Devil May Cry, I am interested to see if this. It looks like young Dante. It looks like young 17-year-old from Devil May Cry 3. The order, by the way, is 3, 1, 2, 4, 5. Not that crazy. You just switch 3.
Is that your
PIN
PIN number?
Essentially.
You need to write this down.
That's my social security number. So, yeah. So I mean, I'm excited to see because I love the Devil May Cry universe. I'm a fan of Tomb Raider. I still haven't even finished Shadow. Those games are really, really great. The Tomb Raider games, but it was like a lot of the same stuff over and over. So if you really, really love Tomb Raider, then that's cool. Again, it really just depends on how they're gonna flesh out her backstory, and are they gonna tie it into canon and all that stuff. Everyone is so obsessed with canon, and I get it, because you want to sort of build on your lore, Right, Lex? Lorefield says, never seen it. I now claim the ownership of this channel. Thanks for the identity. Shit, I'm fucked. Good. Well, any other thoughts on spin-offs? Is there any spin-offs that you guys want to see? Like, right off the top of your head, if you could think of like an anime spin-off, or not even anime spin-off, what's the first thing you would think of, DeMarco? You're muted.
You're right. I did that while I was eating a cracker. Elder Scrolls animated show in the style of the CG trailers that ESO was done in.
In this, oh, like
the way that the ESO trailers are done, or
yes.
I want to see a Star Wars show in the style that the Old Republic for the MMO those trailers were done.
Oh
in.
my god.
Because those trailers were like mini movies, and so were the
Dude.
ESO ones, and they're amazing. And I want to see that fleshed out into a whole series because the anime, and I know that's expensive animation to do that way, because that's really high detail. But I want to see that,
dude.
I would love to see.
I'm so with you. I have watched those MMO, the one in the forest, the one where they raid the ship with the dude with the cowboy hat. Oh my!
Yeah.
I've watched those cutscenes so many times. Like, I'm gonna go back to that cutscene. It's so good. Lorefield says Star Killer. Yeah, dude. And Sam Witwer has said so many times. Dalton's about to chime in. Sam Witwer has said so many times that he wants to be Star Killer. Dave Filoni has actually said that they wanted to do something with Star Killer. Ezra from we're about to lose everyone. Ezra from Rebels was supposed to be was like the reboot of Star Killer, I believe is what they were gonna do. But he's so powerful, and they're like, you can't have a character that powerful in the current day and age of Star Wars. But he wants to do it. I would love to see a Star Killer show. But yeah, something in that vein, DeMarco. I totally agree with you. Manic, do you have any ideas, spin-offs that you'd like to see?
What's that?
Just spin-offs of
spin-off?
games, you know, just
What,
like
of a game.
An anime adaptation, specifically.
There's there's one game that comes to mind straight away because I think it would be a fun to expand upon the world, but Death Stranding.
that is a
be
movie
for me.
already.
Yeah, there is a movie coming out.
Is there?
No, I'm just saying the game.
Yeah,
is-
I thought it was
Kojima,
talking animated. Because can you imagine an animated, that gritty version of that showing you what happened
No, but-
before, which led up to it? But okay.
No, but Red, Kojima is making a movie based on Death Stranding.
But
I did not
isn't
know
all
that.
his games a movie? You
they
just
are
interact
movies
now.
already. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. It won't be that hard, but still.
Well,
Well,
that's
okay.
my answer.
Okay, Assassin, do
can't
you have
help it if you both
any
make it.
adaptations?
If I'm being honest, Resident Evil just hasn't been done justice with the movies at all. Any of them, not even the most recent ones or the TV shows. So, as much as I want to say Resident Evil, I'm not going to pick it. But if there was one franchise that I think has the massive amounts of potential to like be a successful animated series, it like you can make seasons out of this one, like a season per game. Final Fantasy, I would like to see them do. Like expand each
Fascinating
game,
story.
the lore
Any
for each
chance
game, the
you're nearing the
characters, and
end?
everything about those worlds per season, and just do that.
But there is a animated sort of Resident Evil, which is the CGI game, game,
God.
you know, the movies they make.
Yeah, I will give
Someone-
it that. The
Is
CGI
someone
movies are
tickling Red
okay.
under the desk or something? Is someone tickling him?
No. Oh my god, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
No, I
Oh my
see. I
God.
see the infinite logo come up. What's going on? If you're gonna tell a joke, tell it to the group. Come on.
It
be
happened
fair.
already. No one got it but me.
I caught it, but I didn't. Well, I know what it meant.
Oh man.
I know what the real meaning is.
Chat, if you got it, let me know. God, that was such a good sound bite and so perfect timing. This is why I want you to just abuse the sound bites because so good. That was so good. I'm sorry. And you leveled up. Yeah, your charisma is. Oh my god, I'm sorry, Assassin and Manic. I interrupted you with my laughter as usual. And let's see, Lex is saying a whole bunch of stuff in chat. Starkiller Show, Disney are cowards. Why is it so hard to say Darth Vader had an apprentice? I want Anakin's apprentice to fight Darth Vader's apprentice. Why can't Starkiller exist in canon? I don't get it. I didn't hear they wanted to make him an Inquisitor at one point. Maybe that's what I was. Yeah, they were gonna bring him into Rebels. Maybe that's what I'm confusing with. Yeah, something like that. So Assassin, your show is
Final Fantasy.
That's what it is. Good. Well, it's a movie. I guess I should have prefaced by saying something that, anyway, shout out to you guys. Thank you all so much for being here. I always say that, and I do mean it, and then I say that I mean it. I say that I mean it. I repeat myself a lot, but I really do appreciate it. The poll says, do you care about adaptations of games? 50% says no. 33% if they're well done. If there are boobs, 16% said boobs. Good.
Anyone seen the Final Fantasy: A Spirit Within? Has anyone seen that?
Back in 2001?
No, that. Yeah, that's a film. It's all done. It's all done in computer animation. It's all done like FMV scenes from a computer game, but it's a whole story. It's really good. Even stands up today pretty well.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm so sorry. Well, look. All right. So that happened. So we had to talk about this. We have to talk about flying, dying, crying, shining, blinding,
dirty sack,
riding.
Or as I like to call him, Pinocchio.
Jim, Jonathan, Hedrick, Johnson, Wigglesworth.
Are we just naming your children now? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, so Jim Ryan has announced his exit out of the anus that is PlayStation. I'm kidding. That is PlayStation. And I think, a lot. Whenever we hear about this stuff, it's not like all of a sudden he went, I lost, I'm out. All of a sudden, the dude's been in the industry for what, 30 years?
34.
Yeah,
if I remember correct.
For some
reason, 34 is sticking in my head.
Yeah, so the people saying like, I don't think that he was fired. I don't think that he was like let go or anything like that. I think that this was he wasn't in a big. He's been in a big fight for what, 2 years, almost 2 years with the ABK. And so this was probably in the works for a good while, and he was announcing it publicly just recently. I'm sure this has been an internal plan for a long time. So what does it mean? I guess my question is, it's happening, it's real. Whether he was fired or not, that doesn't matter. What does it mean for the future of PlayStation? Because, and I'll throw it to you, Assassin, because I don't. The way that Jim Ryan he set up a bunch of things right before he left, and then like raising the price of a bunch of things and setting all these rules and regulations for with marketing deals and locking a bunch of stuff down, and then saying I'm out. And a lot of people were like, he messed everything up and then left. And it's like, I think he was just a straight up businessman. I'm talking about him as if he's dead. He'll be missed. But so what do you think about the future, Assassin, of PlayStation? Like, is there anyone that you could think to take over? I don't know all the names of people, but this is going to happen with Xbox too in the next few years. Phil is not a spry, as handsome as he is. He's not a young spring chicken. I think Jim Ryan is, what, is 60? 60?
No, he's 53. He's a couple of years older than I am.
Jim Ryan? No, he is
started
60.
working at Sony when he's 21, 22. Jesus.
He's been with the company for 30 years. I think he was ahead of the company before he became involved in the PlayStation console side of the business, and then he went straight to CEO.
He's 63.
He's 63. Okay.
63. So you just had it flipped. Okay. That's crazy. Ooh, look at this. 63 years old. So he hung in there. And just think about that. In 7 years, he's going to be 70 years old. So he did a lot of good things for PlayStation, locking everything down and putting PlayStation as the market leader in terms of quality, the big AAA cinematic games that we see, not in terms of the market leader like Nintendo is. Assassin has a big, long question. Thoughts?
Well, let's see. When it comes to Jim Ryan, I've been one of those people that have been pretty vocal about being about criticizing his leadership. I mean, I know a lot of people like to give him credit with certain things that he's done, like managing to have a successful launch for PlayStation during a freaking pandemic, having a bunch of games available on the console literally in the first 3 years of the PS5's life cycle, but at the same time, I'm just like, he didn't really do any of that himself. He was just riding on Sean Layden and Andrew House's success from the early days of the PS4. So when I see people like upset that people are happy that he's leaving, I'm just like, why? He didn't really do anything. If anything, he's made much more greedy decisions for the brand as a whole. I mean, Red, you pointed it out earlier, Sony was one of the first publishers to actually support $70 games from the very beginning. Then there was the whole fiasco with Horizon Forbidden West, where they tried to undercut you with the amount of content if you upgraded from the PS4 to PS5 version for Forbidden West. They tried to do that with Ghost of Tsushima, they tried to do that with Death Stranding, God of War Ragnarok. And then there's the whole PlayStation price increase, the PlayStation Portal, which is for some reason $200, and you need a PS5 for that, so that's another $500. And if you want a PSVR 2, you gotta pay not only $550 for that, but you also have to have the $500 console. It's just, I don't understand where a lot of people are just upset at others for celebrating Jim Ryan stepping down as CEO of PlayStation. It's just, I just don't understand. But at the same time, I think this is probably a much needed. Sorry, I'm just blanking on the word. It's much needed change.
Do I hear a child crying? Or is that Jim Ryan?
No.
I'm sorry, that was not meant to be. I heard some weird.
No.
It doesn't like when you talk about him this way. Gets upset.
Yeah, he just hear you can. I can hear Jim out there somewhere crying. No, that was really creepy. I heard sounded like a baby crying or something.
Yeah, I heard it as well.
That was really
Yeah,
weird.
I heard it too, but that wasn't from me. I thought it was probably one of you guys.
No.
No, that's weird. That's creepy. Chat, is there a ghost? Oh god. Yeah. So
It's October.
yeah, let's see. I mean, DeMarco, you have thoughts, and they're always about things,
thoughts.
and you usually use your mouth to sort of say words about thoughts. And could you do that now about Jim Ryan?
I'm not the type of person who follows too closely with the CEOs and the leadership that they bring, and because I think that ultimately a lot of it is a team thing, right? So people, things come from the top down, but they also go from the bottom up. It really does work both ways. And in fact, I think usually the best ideas come when it's from the bottom up, and you just need clear leadership to help those come to fruition. So I having not worked at either of these companies, the rational side of my brain says I don't really know what Jim Ryan is responsible for himself. But what I will say is whoever steps in place of Jim Ryan, for the love of God, please stop neglecting, because Xbox is doing it right. I have to say, I'm not a fanboy, but Xbox lets you play games on PC. So Sony, allow games on PC.
Yeah, but isn't that one of Jim Ryan's legacies? The fact that the last few things he's done is brought games to PC from PlayStation.
Yes, but why a year? Like, he's done that, but at the same time, what is preventing it from happening day of, or at the very least 6 months?
2 years.
Fine. You want
Yeah.
your exclusivity for a bit, great. 6 months on the console. then have it ready to come to PC for other players who want to do it there. Because it's just, honestly, the amount of potential that is being wasted, especially when you consider, I'm not talking about like hardware capabilities, but I do mean things such as, like, why do a lot of Bethesda games last as long as they do? It's because of mods. CD Projekt Red, PC games, you got awesome mods. A lot of games get that type of stuff, and you can't do that on console, but you can do it on PC. You could do it on PC. And people started modding Spider-Man 2, and people modded God of War Ragnarok and God of War 2018. And they were a lot of fun to do. But you can't do that stuff without it being on PC. So, I just, Jim Ryan, you know, credit if he brings them 2 years after the game comes out, a year after the game has been released. Great. But I think that there's definitely an opportunity to open your titles up to a much wider audience, and that is going to be beneficial in the long run. Monumentally beneficial.
And so you're hoping that in the future that they sort of get away from his idea of PlayStation players don't care about PC because they don't own PCs or whatever. Well, it's the same thing like with Spider-Man.
Gamers care.
Yeah, exactly what I was about to say. Like with Spider-Man, it's not PlayStation players that care about Spider-Man. It's everyone who plays games. Everyone loves Spider-Man. You don't think that if that was released day one without exclusivity, it would have done exactly triple its numbers? Day one release on everything because of its Spider-Man. God of War, Ghost of Tsushima is still not on PC. Still not on PC. You make a lot of great points. All the ponies in our chat are leaving. I'm kidding. It was only one person that left. But yeah, I mean that is a really good point. And now we saw it. How many years did it take for Final Fantasy VII to come to PC after being on PlayStation for so long? Assassin, do you know? It was like 3 years.
A while.
Okay.
Assassin's
probably muted.
How long?
Yeah, Assassin had to go, I guess. No, but at the end of the day, listen. At the end of the day, the idea that you need to have your games on your console, on your hardware, I think is very outdated. And I'm not even going to say that because, listen, you want to argue that Game Pass is unsustainable and that's a bad model, and just Xbox trying to get everybody to play just on Xbox platform is an unsustainable business practice. I'm not, whatever, fine, cool. But ultimately, the day of having just, this is the console, you buy the console, you play the games, that's an outdated business model. To me, that's an outdated business model. And that's not to say that Sony isn't financially successful, because we've even had Phil Spencer saying, like, listen, we failed. We failed in what it was 2022 that he was talking about when he just openly stated we didn't have games, we didn't have releases, we didn't have anything.
Yes. Yes.
And it was the entirety of the Xbox One. He openly stated that the Xbox One was a misstep for Xbox, and we lost a lot of he was saying market share. And so it's not to say that you can't have a successful business because you really zero in on consoles, but I think that the priority should be less the console. And Sony does something, I have to say, that no other studio does, that even Xbox has not yet replicated, which are those blockbuster titles. It's those blockbuster hits that are absolutely amazing. And so I don't get that when I play Xbox titles, and I don't get that when I play a lot of PC titles. So if I want to have my Uncharted experience and my Spider-Man experience, I'm going to pick up a Sony game. I'm going to pick up God of War.
Yeah,
I introduce that to the PC audience.
You say, and just to be clear, I agree with you. So Xbox is new. I think you and Colt were having a talk about this at one point. Maybe it's on Twitter. What Xbox is doing is that the Xbox are the ones that own, when they say bringing new games to as many players as they can, and people say, how is that possible if it's only on one console? Day and date, Xbox games come to PC, like you were saying. They're also coming to cloud devices, to the ROG Ally, to all your other handheld stuff. All of that stuff is available to you on day one, owned by Xbox. I do believe that it would behoove Sony to at least let the other market get their toes dipped in with the PC. PC players day one get their do the same thing. It's so counterintuitive. And now we're seeing, by the way, what's the negative side of the negative. What am I trying to say? Sony having all these exclusive games and dumping all this money into these big blockbuster titles all the time. They have nothing this year. They've had nothing this year except for Spider-Man. And that's not to say there's nothing coming.
It'll be huge. Spider-Man is going to be massive.
Well, I think in terms of success, yes. It'll be huge for them, big time, definitely. And the thing is, Jim Ryan has actually stayed on. Somebody keep me honest here. I believe it was Jim Ryan that did speak on the PC side of things and said that it's not smart for them because they want to sell their consoles with the games that people are excited for, and that PlayStation games do sell consoles. So if they don't wait, the people who already have a PC that are excited for Spider-Man 2 or whatever are just going to go ahead and buy a PlayStation. If they release it day and date, then they'll make sales. My argument to that is if you have three people that buy Spider-Man for $70, that's math. What is that? 7, 14, 21, $220 or whatever. Why
you
wait?
did the math correctly, and then you said the wrong answer.
Tax.
7, 14,
Tax.
21, 220.
I was just adding tax, like roundabout tax with the $2 each. It's like $220. It's like 217. Yeah, 47.
After tax is about 228, 230.
Listen to you. All right, so I'm still wrong, but you get it. But do you guys understand what I'm saying? Like, it still doesn't make sense to me. You're banking on people spending $500 on a console when you could just release it everywhere all at once for something that's supposed to be a huge blockbuster. You should just release it on everything that you possibly can. I don't know.
And I think the other side of it too is if they're so concerned about it, if we all meme about Epic Games, like as PC players go, it's Epic Games launcher, it's the Blizzard launcher, the Bethesda launcher had one that they ended up taking down. The GOG and all these different game platforms. But if there was a dedicated, so if they're so concerned about cuts and having to pay Steam, whatever 30% or whatever it is, I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, the revenue split there, but people would download a Sony launcher if it housed all of. It's not as though it's one studio. Like Ubisoft Ubisoft publishes a lot of things, but I don't know if Ubisoft publishes enough to warrant their own launcher, if that makes any sense. But Sony, I think, does. Sony absolutely has enough titles, and of course, they would be able to also include some of the third-party stuff, I'm sure, as well. So I don't know. Maybe everything I'm saying is just completely gibberish and wrong, but
I couldn't understand anything
especially,
you said. No, I'm sorry.
There you go. Especially when you consider the emphasis that's being placed on mobile. We know from the Xbox leaks that they're working on some type of handheld device, and we don't know whether or not that's going to emulate similar to the PlayStation Portal, or if it's going to be an actual portable Xbox device, which I think would be the right decision for them personally. But we know that there's an emphasis on mobile. Bring your games on the go. PlayStation is doubling down on the Portal, which I think is. I get it, there's an audience for it out there, but it seems really silly to me. But you could just avoid that if you allowed games on PC, because then they'd be playable on the Ally, on the Steam Deck, and on all these other platforms, where you're going to be getting your games in the hands of more players, and they're going to be talking about it more, you're going to get more sales. It seems like a win, but I don't know the business behind it. Maybe it's not. Maybe they just value it so heavily on their consoles that it's absolutely not, but I find that hard to believe.
Interesting. Manic, you haven't said things. Say something about this.
Well, it's been proven with Jim Ryan, Dirty Sack, not Pinocchio as I like to call him. With him at the helm of the ship at the moment, he's been very aggressive, and he's made Sony a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money. He has brought games from PlayStation to PC. Obviously, they won't do it day and date because the business model and the way Jim Ryan's approached it is he wants to squeeze that cash cow, because if you go on PlayStation, you look at everything, it's all about you spending money. The backdrops, if you're on PlayStation, the themes, the avatar stuff, you know, you don't get them as much on the PlayStation, but everything there is to squeeze as much money out of you as they possibly can. So there's that, and that's good for a business, because a business thrives, you know, it gets bigger, it gets better as the more it makes, you know, it becomes a machine, you know, almost. But I don't know, as far as Jim Ryan and the way he's acted over the Activision deal and other certain things, that put me off him. I just, you know, for that, I just felt like he was a petulant child, you know, the way he was boo-hooing this, and, you know, oh, if we lose Call of Duty, we won't be able to fund any first-party games. It's like, you know, that was a bit childish, a bit pathetic, and what I'd like to see for the next person from Sony is, you know, just try and connect with the fans more, make them feel like they're there for the entertainment and not there, which they are really, is just to make more money. You know,
that's actually an interesting point. I do have to say, when I think of Xbox, I do think of Phil Spencer, but when I think of PlayStation, I think of just the games, not
yeah. Well, look,
not
there was
Jim,
that picture that leaked of Jim Ryan holding a PlayStation controller. He wasn't even holding it right. Did you see it? He looked like someone had handed him. You know, when the president or whatever's going round and he's meet and greeting and someone throws their baby at him and he's like, what the fuck do I do with this? That's what Jim Ryan looked like holding a PlayStation controller. I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's great. Just... Throws it over his shoulder. Phil is a gamer. Jim is a rich prick. Yes. Change my mind. I won't.
I will. I'll try to change your mind, which is the fact that modern day Sony, which is they're a complete leader in their field. They really are. And that is largely a trip. Like, yes, to Assassin's point, as he was saying before, people who came before him helped set him up for success. But it is up to him to a large extent to continue that success.
They have been a leader in their division. I wouldn't say they are at the moment, because I feel like with the hardware, you know, because you know, they're struggling, even though they're still powerful. But you know what Jim Ryan brought to it was just the raw aggressionness of this.
Yeah.
This is gonna cost this, and it's set in stone. You know, it's just that aggressive businessman, and that's what you get when you take someone who sits behind a desk making big money deals at the top, which, like you said, work their way down to everyone else. You take someone from that environment and put him in charge of a ship, you're going to see the way that ship is run is going to be totally different.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, listen, he's done good things. People can like him, people can dislike him. I think everybody has a fair point in that regard, but ultimately, I do think it's out of the question to say that he hasn't done, at least to mutually agree, that he hasn't done a good job at keeping Sony in a profitable direction.
I do believe at the moment as well is there's a lot of pressure on, is it Insomniac who do Spider-Man? There's a lot of pressure on them because you know, if it wasn't for the Spider-Man game, what would Sony really have coming out recently?
You know, you could say,
you know,
but
and there's
Xbox
a lot
had
of
that year as well, though.
Yeah,
Xbox
I know,
had that year as well.
But then you hear a lot of stories about, oh, you know, Sony going to Insomnia and saying, oh, can you make this game? Can you make that game? It's like, you know, there's a lot resting on Insomniac's shoulders now. Obviously, they're good at what they do. You can't deny that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think if you give one company too much, you can, you know, it's the old camel.
You can break them. You can.
Yeah, it's the, you know, you break, too much.
Are you worried? Are you worried about Insomniac because right now we do know their plans, of course, Spider-Man 2 and then Wolverine immediately after, and that was right off of the heels of Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank ripped apart. Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank was right off the heels of the.
But the thing is, so
like,
you
it was
say
like
that.
Bam, 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 bam. So are you
say
worried
that?
about?
But what have we seen of Wolverine? apart from a 10-second
It was
CGI
it was
shot of someone in a bar.
acknowledgement that it exists.
What have we? Yeah, it's acknowledgement, but what have we really seen about it? You know, that game. So until we see something in concrete, whether it be a trailer or a 10
The next gen Ratchet and Clank and the rumored live service multiplayer game that Insomniac is working on too.
Yeah, but that's one thing that Jim Ryan has tried to do, because the person who takes over after him has got a big pair of shoes to fit because of what, the 10 live service games that Jim announced that he'd like to see. Is that right? Is it live service games or whatever?
He has stated one of the last things that I know he said recently, other than he's leaving, is that he wants to put more of an emphasis on the live service. Yeah. So that's why you have, I mean, and we've already seen part of that direction get implemented, right? We're seeing that with The Last of Us multiplayer, which that is the intention of it. We're seeing that with, as Assassin, you pointed out, Insomniac, which I feel like I've heard, but I didn't remember. So there's a lot of that going on, and there's a balance to be had between their single player games and their live service games. And I think I think Sony's smart enough, at least with Jim Ryan, right? With Jim Ryan, I think at least he's smart enough to understand that we need to have those blockbuster games with those amazing stories, and then we could also supplement them and make some extra money as long as we put out some quality, multiplayer titles as well. And I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. Of course, anytime someone says live service, I kind of go, "Ooh,
yeah."
I
get that same expression on my face. It was like when that person came out and said Hi-Fi Rush is a rhythm-based game. It was like, oh, it was that kind of sensation, live service.
Well, Hi-Fi Rush was good.
I gotta get back into that. Fuck!
Picking on me again.
I'm stuck in Game Pass. I can't get out of it. Today, I was like, it's over. It's over. Like, I'm getting rid of. I have The Witcher, Cyberpunk, and Starfield. Like, I'm never gonna need another game again, which is true. But then I start remembering. I keep spitting everywhere. I keep remembering all these games that I have on my backlog, like Hi-Fi Rush. I loved the beginning of that game. What came out around that time? There was a Game of the Year contender, Redfall. I'm kidding.
Dead Space.
Oh, that is right. God. Dead Space is so good. God, Dead Space is so good. Oh, God. Listen, everyone in chat, that was a really, really good discussion. And I usually don't, you guys know me. I don't like to talk about the politics of gaming, but it's kind of a big fucking deal. Like, we kind of had to talk about it.
It affects us all because the price of games,
They keep going up.
Yeah. So you three definitely nailed it. Big time. So thank you for your thoughts. You really, really nailed it. Let's just move on from that. And I have to. Perfect. And so more political talk here. But maybe I'll skip to something more fun. Now, I did mention. Now, Manic, you won't have one. DeMarco and Assassin, do you have a fun fact for this week?
DeMarco, you go first.
You have such a good one that I think you should kick it off.
Go for it, Assassin. I'm so excited to hear.
Nah, DeMarco, I think you should go.
Alright. My fun fact that I have completely come prepared with is that I knew we were doing completely revolves around the fact that were you so knowledgeable that you were aware
Are you typing?
of the idea that, contrary to popular belief, the first video game was not Pong, but it was Tennis for Two in 1958, followed by Space
You son of a bitch! That's literally...
It was actually two scientists created the game, and it was on an oscilloscope, which is a device which is used to measure electricity, and they found that they could control it and have
my god. I cannot believe you picked that was released in 1958, the first... Whoa, shit. That was
I'm
the brown
wow.
by... That's crazy, right? You're probably looking at the same damn thing that I saw. Because, a lot happened, and I wasn't really quite prepared. It's fine. That's a great fact, DeMarco, and I agree with you. I agree that that's a fun fact. Manic, do you have something around the tip of the butthole there? You want to throw us out a fun fact?
No. There's nothing at the tip of my but no.
Nothing at the tip.
Carry on, mate.
Sassy, you got anything? Fun?
Not prepared for that.
Doesn't even have to be
Didn't know
gaming
that was-
related. It just anything, man.
Well, okay, I do got one. I'm not sure if. Well, I know DeMarco doesn't know because he doesn't give a fuck about any other publisher besides Bethesda.
That's true.
I should
Me
go.
too.
Let's see. Well, this is actually a. It's actually a. Oh God, what would you call it, Red? A fun fact.
Yeah, well, we gotta come up with like a name for it because I'm gonna make a video for a segment. What are we gonna call it? Like a cool cracker. I don't know.
There you
We'll
go.
figure
I
it
don't know if it's a fun fact, but did you know Americans spend $2 billion on arcade games? America's obsession with video games peaked in 1981, with the Time magazine reporting saying they spent a whopping sum of $20 billion on arcade games alone.
That is scary. I didn't know that. That's actually really cool. That's great. I love that. Assassin, were you were gonna? Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
So, fun fact about what actually you were talking about this earlier about Devil May Cry being actually made based on one of the premises for Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
They decided to make that its own franchise. Did you know that Devil May Cry was not the only one
Parasite.
spun out from that?
No. Wait, which is this?
Onimusha was also another idea thrown out for Resident Evil 4 that became its own franchise later on.
Yeah, so was Parasite
with its
Eve
fixed
as
camera.
well. Parasite
Yes.
Eve.
Parasite Eve, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that, but I guess that makes sense. That makes sense. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. We're learning. This is what I wanted. I wanted to learn. By the way, I wanted to ask: is there anything that you guys have any plans in the near future? Anything outside of gaming that you're excited for? That you're getting into?
Did we go through all 5 of our topics?
No, but we don't have time. So, I'm trying to do my best
Yes,
to make
we
the
do.
show
We have 23 minutes.
Well,
We could fit
like-
in another topic.
Yeah, so let me hear. Here's one that I threw in that won't take much time. Sea of Thieves is getting a PvE mode. And
All right, we're
took-
done. We're done talking
That
about
was
the
it.
podcast. Thanks
All
for coming
right.
out. Yep.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you
I'm just
later.
kidding. I'm
I
just
should
kidding.
go.
I'm kidding. Okay. No. So Sea of Thieves getting a PvE mode. A lot of people are like, "Yeah, yes, I can play with my dad now," and other people are like, "That takes away the whole thrill of the game," which I totally get it. I get both sides. This was interesting to me
Grounded.
because it took a long time for what did you say? Grounded?
Grounded, is that not getting a sandbox upgrade? I know it's got an update coming, and the video they show of it is basically someone stood in the garden, a little character, and he's moving all the toys and the
in
scenery.
editor
He's
mode.
moving it. Yeah. Is
Oh,
that like
I didn't know
sandbox
that.
mode for it?
That's really
Yeah.
cool. No. So, I mean, that is really cool. Very different PVE with. So, Manic, have you played Sea of Thieves?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so like when you go out into the seas of thieves, there's always players out there. And so you do a big
Yes,
mission,
yes.
and you got all this loot, and you're like, boys, we got to get back with this loot. And that dopamine hit is hard.
When-
DeMarco has played, so
I
he
don't-
knows how it is.
I
don't know if you're aware of this,
I've been
but-
really wanting to play Sea of Thieves again. Go on,
Yes.
When you play Sea of Thieves and you're on your console and you're at a port or a village, you're either local to your Xbox. You know, it's connected that way. But do you know when you get in a ship and you actually go out to sea and then you start sailing the ocean, you're actually transferring from there to the cloud infrastructure. All that out
Really?
of world is run by a separate server. Yeah,
That's
Right, but
really
that's
cool.
why. That's why when you're sailing, you'll find all of a sudden you'll get like a weird load screen as you're going from one part of a square to another. What's actually happening is you're transferring servers. It's picking servers as you play through. Each one of them square is a different server, and it's controlled by that, and it's run by the Azure cloud as well.
So how does
Look
it
at
keep
you.
players? How does it keep players? If I go between squares, I'm transferring to a new server. Person's following me.
Or
let's say,
within in that.
they're
yeah.
falling behind me. I cross over, but this player's still behind me.
I mean, I think that would
So,
be like line of
if I'm
sight,
jumping-
DeMarco. Like, so
If I'm
similar.
jumping to a new server, how is he still
Yeah.
on the same server?
I would say that those
Well, no,
squares
he
that
would
he's talking
he would
about
still
are
see
massive.
you. He would still see you, but until he moves across that line, he is still behind you. Only when he crosses that line. It's hard to elaborate or to emphasize the core mechanics of it, because it would probably just melt your brain and bore you to death. You know what I mean?
All right, so Manic, I need you to draw me a picture so I can understand it. And while
Go ahead.
Manic draws me a picture, then
well,
Yeah,
well,
Man, can you
draw your
actually draw a picture of
Like,
how
you're
that
the
works?
top square. You're the top square, and I'm below you. You just transfer. You move across. I can still see you, but we're on two different planes. That makes
Okay,
sense.
I need you to draw a picture though. That'd be good. If you could do that real quick, for the audience to see how that works. Do you have a pen and a paper? Oh my God, I say that
No.
every single day at my job. By the way, do you have something to write with? Shut up! I don't give a fuck. No, sorry, I gotta get that. My anger with my job.
Right with my finger.
I love my job.
Sorry.
There we go. There we go. Perfect. Yeah. So Sea of Thieves is gonna PvE mode. DeMarco, you're big into Sea of Thieves. Obviously, it's not like that game. You just can't play that game by yourself. Like you just can't. I've tried and it just sucks. It's just that's the whole point of that game is the thrill of the puzzles and finding out how to get loot, and then it's a whole thing.
Yeah. No.
So
it's
the thrill of
definitely a group.
So yeah, so the thrill of it is really the people coming after you and trying to steal your shit. Are you interested in PvE mode?
not particularly. I think that exactly like the PvE stuff is fun, and that's obviously kind of part of the. It's 50% of the experience is the PvE.
PvE. Yeah.
But the thing that makes Sea of Thieves fun to me is because there's no, you can't buy anything. I mean, you can buy skins and stuff, but there's nothing really that you need the money for necessarily to play the game and to play the entirety of the game. So the idea that a ship can randomly come up to you and start blowing your brains out of the hull and completely exploding and taking your sails, and they board you. And I suck at Sea of Thieves. People are doing these maneuvers. I've watched like all the tips and tricks of how to board and fire your cannon perfectly so you hit them based on the angle and the speed I've watched the math. I've done it myself, not successfully, but I've tried. And still I get
The
creamed every
geometry
time.
of Sea of Thieves.
I get creamed every time. But that's what makes it fun, is that fear and panic. Is you're pulling up to a port and then you're like, oh crap, there's a guy that's right over there near the port, and he's not going towards the port, but he's nearby. So what if he decides, nah, I'm just gonna come in, and then he starts jacking all your loot while you're trying to offload all of it, or you're just about to get there. When you get chased into a storm, because the storms are so much fun to sail through. All of it, that's the highlight of the game. And
Are we
even though it's
talking
stressful, but
PvP or PvE? Because isn't Sea of Thieves already PvP? It's person versus person. PvE is person versus environment.
Yeah, well, Sea
So
of Thieves
isn't
has
that
both.
so? If you take out the human element and you're the only person and your crew are the only person in the game, then isn't that a single player campaign almost?
It is, but it isn't, right? So the gameplay loop is still the same, where you're still just going to islands, you're picking up loot, you're bringing it back. So it is single player. Yes, but it just takes away that threat that a player can come up to you and start attacking your ship, and that fear is the one thing that the game might
In
camera
the few
decided to stop
times I've
working.
played it, I think I got attacked and by one crew, real people. All the other times I've played, I think I've been chased down by ghost ships. You know, you get them
Yeah.
ghost ships that are out there, and they just
Well, and that's the thing, like, when you're being chased by actual players, it makes you more angry. But on the flip side, it makes you more... The experience is much more intense. So when you get away, it's much more memorable. Like, remember that time?
Yeah.
So, I don't
It's
know.
going to
Like,
be more memorable. It's going to be more memorable because the last thing you want is some dirty, stinking other person to steal all your true. Your booty, innit? You don't want them to have it. You've worked that hard to get that, and there is people out there that would take advantage. They'll sit and wait, like Marco said. They'll sit and wait at a pub, and they'll either catch people coming in or going out, and they'll rob them.
Yeah, but that again, then you made the conscious decision. Like it's still, there's that player agency, right? They're waiting there to find a ship that's coming into the harbors to sell their, or the islands to sell their loot. But if you see that ship, you could say, "Ah, man, I'll just take the extra 5 minutes to just sail to a different port and sell it there." But you consciously decision, "No, I'm gonna go for it." And so you end up over there, and then boom, they come after you. So again, that threat of losing stuff, it sucks, and you get mad when it happens. It's not
Oh
fun.
yeah, no, I've just had a flash memory to an incident. We played it, and we all went out on a quest. We got to the island, we fought all the creatures, everything, and it came right now to claim your treasure. You have to dig up the treasure chest, and everyone looked at each other, and it's like, did anyone bring a shovel? And it was like, no, and it's like, oh crap. You know what I mean? We all prepared, but no one brought a shovel, so we couldn't finish the quest. No,
Oh, yeah,
no
isn't the
one
shovel-
decided to bring one.
with it, was this might have been like way back, like when the game first came out. Maybe they've changed things since.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now
Yeah,
you
so there
now you
was
always
no
have
shovel.
a shovel.
Yeah. Now
so-
you can't like not have a shovel.
It's like,
Yeah, we've had it.
like-
We've had it where they have these world events that happen, and then you'll have to fight waves upon waves upon waves of AI crew skeletons, and then after you do it, you get this huge explosion of loot. It's everywhere. It's all over the place. And we've had it where we've beaten the entire event, and people just wait off the shore. And then once you finish the event, they come in, they kill you, they rob all your stuff, they blow up your ship, and then they take. And that happens, and it's like, God. And then you rage quit, you shut off the game. But again, without that element, without that aspect of the game, I think Sea of Thieves really, really is missing something. It
they'll have to
just feels
up the ante of
there's no-
everything else to fill that gap.
Yeah. And then you get the positive things too, right? I love me and my cousin were playing, and we were offloading our stuff, and exactly that. People were waiting for ships to come into the shore, and there were these two kids they were probably about the same age as us actually, and they were like very clearly drunk, and they just come with their ship, sailing straight. We're docked. We lowered our anchor. We're on the island. We're unloading stuff, and the ship just comes and barrels past. They were trying to ram into our ship, but they completely missed, and we just see them explode onto the island, and then we just hear him go.
Too fast, too Pirates of the Caribbean.
And then
that's the
they're like,
fun.
"Hey, I think we missed him," and we hear them talking over the mics. They're like, "I think we
They're
missed
actually
him."
drunk.
And then they
Sound
come
like
over.
they
They're
were
like,
high
"Hey,
or
man,
something."
we were gonna rob you, but now we're gonna help you unload your stuff." Like,
Yeah.
And then we
Have
made
you got
friends
any
with those guys.
cookies? Yeah.
That's
Like,
so
you know,
funny.
those types of things.
That game
Oh.
has such, like, you lose so much time doing nothing, and it's so fun. Sailing is like the most
Yeah,
time
it's a
consuming
time
part of the
sink.
game,
It's time sink.
and it's so fun. It's so fun, and it's like a dream thing. Like, I hope that one day we get like a mode for Starfield where someone's flying the ship and you're walking around the inside of their ship, and someone's gonna say we had that with Starfield. Shut up. And what is it? Sorry.
Give modders time. Give modders time. Look what they've done with all the, Skyrim. Look what they've done with all them. Give it time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But look, I can't wait to get back into Sea of Thieves. There's a lot to get back into. I feel like Starfield has taken a lot of time, sort of like taken a lot of like, this is weird, but like the building up to Starfield took away a lot of my enjoyment of gaming. Now that I've gotten almost 200 hours in Starfield, which still feels like nothing, by the way, which is great. I'm excited to play other games, and like it's not going to go anywhere. Here it is. I got the juice squeezed a little bit. So I'm excited to get back into stuff like that. Hence, Payday 3 and stuff like that, where really just play games for fun and just I don't know. My obsession for Starfield really was insane. I've been to therapy the past 2 weeks. I'm kidding. But no, I'm not. Yeah, I'm kidding. Anyway, look, we're about out of time. What was that, Master Chief?
I should go.
Oh, that's Shepard. God, what the fuck? I love this. I should go. We should. There he goes. He went. Where are you getting these from? This is so fucking good. I love that. Are you putting? Listen, we'll talk. It's fine.
Buy a Zora.
Oh, yeah.
Zora.
I love it. Yeah, keep throwing them in. I love it. DeMarco, with a soundbite, can you say something that you really want to say to Assassin?
Okay. Foghorn Leghorn. Well, there you go.
That was good. Assassin, what you gonna be getting into except for Payday 3 here in a minute?
Payday 3?
Yeah, when you get off, we're paying Payday, so...
For paying?
We're paying Payday.
Let's see. Probably just more Liza P.
Alright, where can people find you? You got some stuff coming?
Let me think on that. Give it to DeMarco for a second.
All right, let's ask Manic since he's ready. I'm just kidding. DeMarco, yeah, what you got coming, baby?
I'm here, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Come on.
Oh, Manic, yeah, who are you? Why are you? What are you going to be getting into? And when is the next rooster crowing on top of the London Tower of Pisa?
Once this is finished, I'll be getting into bed. I don't know, I've been very sporadical with my games at the minute, but no. Just looking forward to getting on and speaking to more people, really. Love being part of the community. Everyone's good and it's fun. So yeah. Game wise, couldn't tell you.
Hell yeah, brother. And I'll come back to Ask for Center Entertainment in a minute. We'll talk about that. DeMarco, sorry. What you got going on, man? Do you have an announcement to make, or am I speaking too soon? You're muted, but that's cool.
I don't have any announcements to make. Nope. Just
okay.
Just listen. You can find me, DeMarco Dude, on YouTube, DeMarco Dude on Twitter. Come hang out.
Great. Come hang out. Go hang out. Assassin, are you ready to talk about what you done?
Yes, I'm going to play more Lies of P until Assassin's Creed Mirage launches in 2 days. Just to reemphasize that, I can't believe it's almost 2 days until that game comes out.
I know.
And, yeah. And considering that how much Assassin's Creed has meant to me as a gamer, I decided to just hold off on making videos until Mirage comes out, and I'm going to try to be completely unbiased, and I'm going to try and review the game after it comes out. Assassin's Creed will be my first review, which is kind of poetic since I got that's how I got my name online, because I love Assassin's Creed.
I wouldn't have guessed.
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
As for Sin Entertainment,
Ubisoft Entertainment. Yeah.
Ubisoft.
well, that's not what I said, but good.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying comparison.
Oh, I get it. Because they're ass. I'm just kidding. I love Ubisoft games. I am like unapologetically. I love Ubisoft games. I played them all except for I'm kind of like getting so tired of Far Cry.
They
But
need to
whatever.
spice that up.
Yeah. Did you hear about the leaks?
Well, they
We'll talk
have-
about- maybe we'll talk about that next
They
time.
have spiced it up. They have spiced Far Cry up. They're making Avatar.
Boom.
But that's made by the massive team who made Division.
Well, yeah.
So
As a huge Avatar fan, it is hard to look at because it does just look like Avatar Far Cry through and through.
Yep.
yeah,
I
but
was
if you've
hoping for
actually
something.
paid attention to anything besides Bethesda, you'd know they're trying to distance themselves away from Far Cry.
They need to try to distance a lot more because that's not it.
I don't
Chief.
think Pandora's far enough, is it?
Oh, it's far enough. It's far enough for me.
They're
And
gonna
Red's
need
not
to-
going to play it because it's first person only.
Oh, Graham Monad says, as for Sin Entertainment, Mirage is out in 13 hours. If you change your time zone, probably. Yeah, that's actually true. So
Yes,
probably
but
play-
I am physical forever
yeah,
because
baby.
digital is killing a lot of good things about physical media. So
Yep.
I will not do digital only media.
I agree. Hashtag Alan Wake 2 physical release. Yeah.
Yes, Alan
Agreed.
Wake 2.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
a
'cause
game I'm
I'm
actually
waiting.
tempted to come out of the streaming closet for.
Okay. All right. That's a good way to put it. I love it. I love it. That's great. Well, look, we did it, guys, and we did it on time. And you know what that means? It means I'm Red Wolf. You can find me at Red Wolf Renegade on Twitter. And yeah, I'm going to be doing things. No one ever gets this far on the replay, so eat shit. And if you heard me say that, type hashtag eat shit in the comments. That would be really helpful, so that way I know you got this far. But look, that's just how we roll here. Thank you, L, so much. And I appreciate you for being here. And guys, another day, another show. That's what RDX says. I'm sorry. Go check out RDX. He starts right now. And chat, thank you guys so much. Monad, I think Monad, Lorefield, and Andrew are the only people left. And you guys rock. Thank you all so much for your support. I love you all.
I should
See
go.
you guys later. Yeah. Wait, do it again?
I should go.
Perfect.